Greetings, metalheads, and welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George, and today I am back with another new release review for you. Another stunning release early in 2024, and I know this is very early days, but this is gonna take some serious beating because this album is freaking awesome. So, 2024 sees the fourth full-length album release from UK, I'm going to say black metal experimentalists. They've got a little bit more going on there than just traditional, regular second wave black metal. They've got a lot of talent, these guys, and they are fast becoming one of the standouts in UK black metal and just black metal in general. And I have to say that Hellfenlic, album number 4 from the Infernal Sea, is an absolute stunner. This album is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. A perfect continuation of a very fine run of albums. Album number 1, I don't think you can get hold of it all that readily, and it's not something that I've heard, I must admit. But from their second album, The Great Mortality, and this little ditty from 2020, I believe, this is Negotium Crucis. This is a fantastic album, I have to say, but it's a fine continuation to Hellfenlic. It's a really, really solid run of superb, high-quality UK black metal. And as I say, there's a little bit more going on there than just conventional, generic, formulaic second wave black metal. There's an awful lot of bands out there doing very similar stuff. And each to their own. I personally love second wave black metal. I love it raw and rough and fast and just evil and diabolical, lo-fi. Love that. But I do appreciate it when a band delves into some of the other subgenres as well. So here, the Infernal Sea combine elements of speed metal, thrash, of traditional heavy metal, with kind of almost like a punk aggression at times and a punk attitude. Combining all those different flavours with traditional black metal, second wave black metal, you've got a very fine album indeed. Hellfenlic thematically explores the witch trials, and I think it is the witch trials specifically here in the east of England, with reference to tracks like Frozen Fen, of course, the fens of the east of England. So thematically, it perfectly fits the music, and it fits the themes and trends that we get quite often in black metal. All things diabolical and satanic and dark and occult. So it's got the whole perfect kind of aesthetics that really does fit the music. And the music, I have to say, is absolutely fantastic. This album reaches somewhere in the sort of 45-minute mark, around that. So it's not overly long, nor is it unreasonably short either. It's a good length album. It doesn't for a second stall or stop or judder. It's a perfect flow. The whole thing grips your attention and retains it for the full duration. All killer, no filler. As much as I don't particularly like that expression, I think that tends to get used quite a lot. There really is no filler here. This is start to finish, absolutely fantastic black metal. Plenty of aggression, but also plenty of musical brilliance, actually, and intricacy. Very talented musicians. I think sometimes in black metal, because of the fact that you do tend to get that kind of punk, well, don't tend to, but you quite often get that kind of like punk approach as well, and mentality there. You don't necessarily always get the best musicianship, fair to say. Sometimes it can be a little bit subpar. But when you consider bands like Venom or Celtic Frost, for example, the really essential cornerstones of first wave black metal, the inspirations there, of course, it's very fast, it's very loose. They're not meant to be amazing musicians. It's all about great songs. So yeah, fits the music fine. But this, Infernal Sea, excellent musicians. Cannot fault their musicianship. Have to say they really do deliver on this album. Just show this nice digipack packaging actually. So this is out via, well, it says Candlelight and Spine Farm. So I don't know if they're part of the same umbrella group. I don't really know, to be honest, must admit. But this is a lovely digipack. I actually pre-ordered this from the band's store, and I also picked up a tape copy. Of course, I was very tempted to get a vinyl copy as well, but I settled for a CD and a tape. So I haven't actually listened to the tape yet, but it's a very nice little collector's thing to have, definitely. Looks the part. I love the artwork here. It's the black and the green and the whole kind of dark occult imagery that we've got going on there. And that is nothing new to the Infernal Sea, of course. Negotium Crucis. Brilliant. Album cover. Fantastic. And Hellfenlic does not fail to deliver. So, tracks-wise, we've got what looks like 8 tracks in total. All good lengths. There is a slightly longer closing track, Messenger of God, but we'll get to that in a moment. So, kicking off the album with Lord Abhorrent, which was one of the lead singles, and that is classic The Infernal Sea. It's a brilliant track, start to finish. It's solid black metal, reliable. It's got that kind of speed metal injection. It's got that kind of chaotic Celtic Frost, Venom resemblance there. It's definitely there, but it's easily identifiable as being the Infernal Sea. If you're a fan of the previous 2 albums, then you are definitely not going to be disappointed by the opening track there, or by the album. Then we're into Shadow of the Beast, the second track, a little bit more melodic there, but it's a heavy track. It's fantastic, a brilliant track. Witchfinder, the third track, is one of the standouts for me. That song really does combine a lot of traditional heavy metal and speed metal elements there. You know, it really does bring bands like Midnight or Hellripper to mind, and that's no bad thing, in my opinion. It's a fantastic track, solid and reliable, absolutely brilliant. It's just some amazing riff work there. Vocals are really solid vocal performance throughout this album. The whole package, the instrumentation is perfect. The drumming through the bass, prominent bass tones, and those great, excellent riffs. So, as I say, Witchfinder is a standout for me. The other song that notably kind of combines that traditional heavy metal and speed metal elements is Black Witchery, which is a few tracks ahead there. That's another fantastic kind of blackened speed metal, black thrash track. Absolutely brilliant. We've got The Hunter, solid, the Infernal Sea style black metal track, reliable. Bastard of the East, again, we've got that kind of punky sound and style there, a bit of a punk injection. Got all the swagger and attitude, but it's freaking formidable black metal. Frozen Fen is a pretty dark track. I would say that none of them are particularly light and jolly and joyful, but that's, I don't know, there's something about it. It's kind of got that Behemoth-esque or more recent Behemoth-esque kind of darkness and sinister vibe there. Brilliant track, absolutely fantastic, but there was something about it that kind of brought modern Behemoth to mind. Again, no bad thing. And then we've got the closing track that I alluded to, the slightly longer number entitled Messenger of God. That is a very grand track indeed. We've got sort of orchestral elements in there, very big, grandiose orchestral elements, in fact. And the whole thing just works so well. It's dark, it's sinister, it's got a lot of melodic black metal in there with the orchestral parts. It's heavy, there's faster moments, and then it kind of scales right back in tempo, but absolutely flawless. Really, really is a genuinely brilliant track indeed. A grand, epic way of concluding the album, I must say. So overall, I would say this is easily for me. This is easily like a 9 out of 10. This is gonna take some serious beating, as I say. It's so far, I would say it's my favourite The Infernal Sea album to date. I mean, there's only 2 other albums of theirs that I've heard. There is that elusive debut, but I have recently done The Infernal Sea Bands You Need to Hear review, where I talk a lot more in depth about the Great Mortality and about this little gem, Negotium Crucis. And so I won't go into too much detail, but this album I absolutely love, and I regularly reach for this. I reach for this one on a sort of a fortnightly basis. I'll revisit it easily. Love it. There's just something about it. The dark, organic UK black metal sound is all there. And from my first listen of this album right up until now, and I've listened to this probably in excess of about 15 times, to be honest. It's been a daily spinner for me. Absolutely love it, start to finish, and it's just rocketed in my estimations. It's crept up to my top position. So if you are a black metal fan, if you are a fan of bands such as, I mentioned, Behemoth, if you like Midnight and Hell Ripper, if you like Dark Funeral with your sort of aggressive, punching black metal, if you like bands like Immortal, old seriously extreme early era Immortal, then you are absolutely going to love this album, Hellfenlic and the Infernal Sea. If you're not familiar with the Infernal Sea, then you can check out the, absolutely by all means feel free to check out the Bands You Need to Hear recommendation. And if you do get a chance to catch this great band live, do it. I had the pleasure of seeing them in Cambridge end of 2023, and they were absolutely fantastic. It was a very small scale event, yes, but they've got the whole imagery, the aesthetics is all there. As you can see, if I remove the CD, in fact, you can see we've got the whole aesthetics. We've got a very evil looking get up here. Brilliant stuff though, absolutely fantastic, and it fits the music perfectly, as I say. So, Hellfenlic, an album you absolutely need to hear from a band you definitely need to hear. Tracks to check out then. The opening track, Lord of Abhorrent, is an absolute machine. Witchfinder, and I would probably say Frozen Fen, if you're looking for just black metal aggression and attitude. But do check out Messenger of God, or even better, check out the entire album. Head over to their store, pick up a physical copy, get on your streaming services, whatever, just give it a spin and show some support for the Infernal Sea. Hellfenlic, an album you need to hear. What are your thoughts and opinions on this album, my friends? Please do feel free to comment. Please do feel free to share your thoughts and opinions on this one. Please feel free to like and subscribe, as always, and check back soon for more reviews and recommendations of all the good, heavy things. But take care of yourselves, my friends, and until next time, stay heavy.